Good morning, everybody. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. First of all, let me acknowledge, of course, a former senator, my predecessor, who was also the chairman of a committee on housing when he was at the Senate, and the author of RA 7279, Senator Joey Lina. Attorney Linda Hornilia, our commissioner from HLURB, who has always been very active in our committee hearings. Of course, Larissa Togonon de Castro, of course, the president of Philippine Institute of Environmental Planners. Architect Felino Palafox, June Palafox, past president. And of course, Karima Palafox, PIEP vice president. Incidentally, who is already also my consultant in the Committee on Urban Planning and Housing. Dapat sana si June Palafox, kaya lang mas maganda si Karima. Diba? Sorry lang, Architect June. Karima is younger. Your contemporary is my mother, so mas magkakaintindihan kami ni Karima. Of course, Environmental Planner Roque Magno, PIEP past president, officers and members of PIEP. Of course, our past president, past presidents, past officers who are here, local government officials. A pleasant good morning, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank the PIEP for having me today. The time that I was mayor, there was a wave, a criminal wave during 2006-2007. It was the time that the PNP recalled the high-powered rifle from Metro Manila. No? Inirecall nila from NCRPO, pinadala po sa mga probinsya to concentrate on the anti-insurgency campaign. And then after a few months, we noticed that the criminal syndicates were more active. No? Ito po yung araw-araw, may bank robbery. Siguro naalala po nyo yun. Almost every day, meron hong bank robbery na nangyayari. And then in broad daylight, there were kidnapping activities. And then the criminal syndicates were ransacking restaurants in broad daylight. So being the mayor at that time, I panicked. No? I have to be honest with you because aside from some victims, some constituents who were killed because of riding in tandem and hold-ups, two of my policemen were likewise killed. So, to cut the long story short, I had to do something drastic. And being the mayor, you are also, just like Joey Lina, who was the governor, he is the father of the province. I was the father of the city. I had to act. Kinakailangan ko pong kumilos. So, to cut the long story short, we purchased high-powered rifle for our police. And I cannot speak more on the case because it's already in the Sandigan Bayan. But to cut the long story short, as I've said, if they want to put me in jail just because I was fighting criminality and I acted to save the lives and protect the lives of my constituents, then so be it. Nakakalungkot, no? Minsan, ikaw na nga ang lumaban sa kriminalidad, ikaw pa ngayon ang kakasuhan. Langya naman talaga, oh. Buti na lang, hindi si Presidente Duterte, kundi nagmura na yun dito. But anyway, so much for that. We will be talking about urban planning and development today. I was briefed by Karima that most attendees today are developers, but more are planners. No? I would say that what is happening to our country today, no? Ang nangyayari sa ating bansa, no, anong naalala natin? Anong nakikita natin? Ano agad-agad pumapasok? Yung traffic, no, yung congestion. Bakit to? Nagkulang ba tayo sa planning? Nagkulang ba tayo sa implementation? You know, I was a mayor. Governor Joey Lina was a senator, was a governor. But sad to say, that a lot of problems that we are facing right now are self-inflicted. No? Marami sa mga local government units. Ako po yung nating mayor. Pasensya na kung meron pong tatamaan. Meron ho tayong posisyon for an urban planner in each local government unit. Tama? Meron, di ba? Pero ano po nangyayari? Sa halip na mag-appoint ng tunay na urban planner who is qualified, a qualified urban planner, they are using the position most of the time for political appointees na wala namang alam sa urban planning. Tama ba? Wala namang mayor masyado rito, no? Isa lang yata. Pasensya na. Pag mayor ang audience ko, hindi ko sasabihin siguro yan. Medyo ito tone down natin. But, I was also a mayor, a local government official. Joey Lina was a governor, a local government official. But, as what he has mentioned, enforcement is very important. Di ba? Meron kang magagandang mga batas, may magaganda tayong mga policies. But if the enforcement is not correct, then we will have a problem. Right now, if you ride along, it will take you almost an hour to get from EDSA, to pass through EDSA from Makati going to Quezon City. Na dati-dati 15 to 20 minutes lamang. Ngayon yung isang oras, delikado pa. Di ba? EDSA used to be known as Highway 54. Kaya nga highway, dapat medyo high speed ng konti. It's a main artery of Metro Manila. But what is EDSA right now? Is it still a highway? Do you still call it a highway? Yung pong MacArthur Highway na lang. Yung MacArthur Highway going from Metro Manila that stretches to Northern Luzon, nung wala pa ho yung NLEX. Dati po, MacArthur Highway ang tawag dyan. Ngayon po, highway pa ba siya? Highway pa ba siya? Just look at EDSA right now. Almost all the commercial establishments have their openings along EDSA. Yung SM, mga Robinsons at iba pang mga malls, ang lahat ng kanilang entrada, ang kanila pong mga opening, nasaan? Nasa EDSA. Tama ho ba? MacArthur Highway. Dapat nga po highway yan. Pero naging poblasyon na. Naging sentro na sila ng mga LGU, ng local government unit. Sila po ang naging sentro, naging bayan ng bawat local government unit. Hindi mo rin sila masisi ang local government dahil the lure of increased income is just too much to pass. Halimbawa, maliit na bayan ka. Halimbawa, ikaw ay nasa Marilao noon or Bukawi, Bulacan. Dati ay 4th, 5th class, 3rd, 4th, 5th class municipality. And then Shumart or Robinsons or big developers would come along and would want to develop, put up a development project in your town. Napakahirap tanggihan. But what I'm saying is, had the local government units made use of the planners, urban planners, our problems wouldn't have been as worse as what we have right now. Naniniwala ba kayo nun? Na kung ginamit lang sana ng marami sa ating mga local government officials, ang expertise, ang technical know-how, ang knowledge and skills of the urban planners, we wouldn't have been facing all of these problems right now. Yan po ang dapat nating baguhin. Nagkataon lang po, nang bago ho ako pumasok ng politika, before I entered public service in 2001, for most of you who do not know, I was also a developer. I was active in the development from during the 90s, during the so-called Asian economic boom. Nung merong boom noon di ba? Tama, Commissioner Hornilia. So, naging ano ko na rin po yun. I work with different planners. Nakasama ko po si Architect Jun Palafox, I think during those times. At doon ko po natutunan. That in every development, dapat, halimbawa, meron kang 30% na open space. Di ba? Doon ko po natutunan. And I was able to apply that when I had the chance to become a mayor. Doon po sa amin, magkikwento lang ako, nung mayor po ako, lahat po ng barangay captain noon, hinihingin na yung lahat ng basketball court nila, gusto nila bubungan. Ayoko pong pumayag. Hindi nila maintindihan. Dahil halos lahat, alam siguro ni Senator Joey ito, karamihan na mga politiko, napakadali ng pagbububong Di ba? Pogi ka pa, kitang-kita. Pero, but I think it was the developer in me that was speaking, that I said, whatever open space we have to preserve it. Di ba? Pag halimbawa, nasa taas ka, nasa mataas kang building o nasa helicopter ka, tumingin ka lang sa Metro Manila, ano makikita mo? Panay bubong. Di ba? what we have, the scarce open space, we have to preserve it as open space. Di ba? Kaya yun po ang mga natutunan ko kay June Palafox when I was mayor. That's why San Juan may not be perfect, but I think the zonal arrangement and everything, we got Architect Palafox to help us in the urban redevelopment of San Juan. No? That's why medyo maayos so kami doon ng konti. Now, just to give you a few backgrounds of what we have been doing right now, just to let you know that your Committee on Urban Planning and Housing is one of the more active committees in the Senate, probably after the time of Joey Lina, dahil nung time niya doon po na ipasa yung Urban Development and Housing Act. But after that, there were no significant laws that were passed with regards to housing. Kaya nga, magpapaalam ako kay Senator Joey Lina, sabi ko, yung kanya pong UDHA ay nagkaroon po ng amendments at ako po ang gumawa ng amendments. This is the Balanced Housing and Development Program Amendments. No? It amended Section 3 of Republic Act 7279 of the Urban Development and Housing Act of 1992. This amended law expands the coverage of the Balanced Housing Development Program by including residential condominium units or vertical housing development in the definition of socialized housing. Because at that time, probably hindi pa naman uso ang condominium ho nun. Subdivision pa ang dinidevelop sa Metro Manila. But this time, 30 years after, wala na hong subdivision masyado rito dahil wala na hong lupa. It is all condominium. We are now on vertical development. That is why, as a supplement or complement to the Lina Law or RA 7279, under yours truly, we were able to pass the Balanced Housing Act. This time, requiring developers of condominiums to put up 5% for socialized housing para naman meron silang social obligations at this time. So that is what we have done in the last 3 years. Another feat that we have done during the 16th Congress was the National Housing and Urban Development Summit, because yours truly and the counterpart in the House of Representatives, Congressman Albi Benitez, we thought that the housing has different agencies. Yung ating gobyerno. We do not have a department right now, but we have 6 housing agencies. We feel that most of the projects of these agencies are not coordinated or are not integrated. So it was our intention, my counterpart, Congressman Albi and I, hosted and organized the first National Housing and Urban Development Summit last, was this March or April, no? And we put together all the different organizations, all the different housing agencies. And incidentally, this is supported by the World Bank. No? So hopefully, we want to start this time, no? That we want to integrate, we want to coordinate everything. Yan po ang naging nangyayari siguro sa atin because of our political system, no? Because of our 3-year and 4-year, 3-year term, most of the politicians are only concerned of their terms, no? Hindi nila tinitignan yung long term. That is what is what is lacking in the country. Most political leaders are looking at their 3-year and 6-year terms. Wala na yun ng 30-year plan. Wala tayo ng 50-year plan. And if we talk about big infrastructure projects, we should be talking about 30 years, 40 or 50 years. Yan po ang dapat na tinitignan. Just for when dito lamang sa housing, wala ho tayong blueprint. We do not have a roadmap that we are following. That's why it was intended by yours truly and Congressman Albi, hopefully with the Housing Summit, this time we will try to integrate and coordinate all the different housing projects that we have right now by the different housing agencies. That is what we have done in the 16th Congress. Now in the 17th Congress, I'd just like to let you know also that I have mentioned that the different housing agencies need to be coordinated. And to do that, we need a full-fledged housing department. I am pushing for the creation of a Department of Housing in the 17th Congress. And this early, I have already filed the bill. Actually, it almost made it in the 16th Congress. But because of the presidential elections, medyo inabot tayo. No? It was so hard for us to put up a quorum. That's why it got stuck in the legislative bill. But we were already in the second reading. No? Sapat period of amendments actually, isa na lang, third reading na lang, pasado na sana. But I learned my lessons. Sabi nga ni Senator Joey, lessons learned. This early, during the first month of the 17th Congress, ito po ang isa sa mga unang legislative bills that I filed. The creation of the Department of Housing. Actually, I want to call it the Department of Human Settlements. No? Hindi po because of the Marcos era, but we feel that when you talk of Department of Housing, the human settlements is more encompassing. Kasi pag sinabing Department of Housing, naiisip lang construction of houses. We now have to think that when you talk about Department of Human Settlements, it's more encompassing. Kasama dyan yung livelihood, kasama dyan yung utilities, kasama dyan yung transport at iba pa pong bagay. No? And that's what we want to happen this time during the 17th Congress. I hope with your support, we can drum up more, we can create noise, and you can pressure your respective congressmen who are members of the committee to pass the Department of Housing in Congress. Ako po, I'm very confident that in the Senate, we will be able to pass this. So hopefully, in a year or two, no, magkakaroon na tayo ng isang tunay na full-fledged Department of Housing. Next is that I am pushing for, in fact, I have already also filed a measure, no, yung on-site or in-city or near-city resettlement act, no, because because of my experience as a mayor, dati po uso po, no, in Metro Manila, what we have done and other urban centers, what has been the norm was to buy lot outside Metro Manila kasi definitely mas mura because in Metro Manila the prices of lots are very expensive. So what was the usual practice is buy in Rizal, buy in Bulacan, in Laguna, in Cavite, no? Ito po yung mga pinagtatayuan ng mga low-cost housing, no? But what is happening is that once there is relocation, no? Marami po sa mga ginawa pong housing units, marami pong low-cost development, malayo po sa transport hub, malayo po sa sakayan, walang livelihood, wala hong mga institution o malayo sa local government. So, what is happening, sad to say, is that probably 30 or 40% of those who are relocated leave their relocation sites and come back to Metro Manila and squat again. Yan po ang nangyayari. No? And that has been what I saw when I was a mayor. Pero ganun ho ang naging practice sa Metro Manila. No? Na NHA or Pag-ibig will build housing outside, pero dahil nga sa kakulungan ng facilities, dahil sa kakulungan ng plano, nangyayari po, iniiwan din, and it will squat again. So to cut this vicious cycle, yours truly, I'm proposing with the support of Senator Lina, kanina nabanggit po niya, he is very much in favor also of my proposal of an on-site in-city or near-city resettlement act. You know, there are about 1.5 million informal settler families and 580,000 of which is residing in Metro Manila. The summit, no, yung Memorandum Circular number 87, which we were able to ask the then Executive Secretary Paquito Ochoa, no, to execute, no, sa Office of the President, that it created an interagency task force which conducted a land inventory of all the ISFs in Metro Manila, and also the different lands in Metro Manila that can be used for in-city housing. So, and under the Duterte administration, the President has said also that there will be no relocation without housing. Yan din po ang kanya pong patakaran. And under Vice President Leni Robredo, now that she has already seen the problems of having a mere coordinating agency, she is also pushing for a Department of Housing, and likewise, she has also supported our proposal for an in-city housing. We have done quite some models and good practices. Just to show you a few, this one is Quezon City, yung Bistecville. This is the housing. These are the housing units. Okay. Yan po sa Bistecville. They have been doing sa Quezon City, but they have been doing low-cost housing, no? Nung panahon pa ni Mayor Matay, which was continued by Mayor Herbert Bautista. Yun nga lang, dapat hindi na Bistecville pinangalan. This one is in Valenzuela. This one is in Valenzuela. It's Ambaca. It's a joint project with a people's organization in Valenzuela. That's Senator Sherwin. Yan, napakaganda rin ho na to. I hope that you would take a look at this project, yung Ambaca in Valenzuela. Okay, next. And this one is Saint San Juan. Parang guilty rin. Kaya po St. Joseph yan, dahil barangay St. Joseph, hindi po dahil Joseph Estrada. Barangay po yan, yung St. Joseph, just to make it clear. Baka madikit sa Bistecville. But this time, we want to show that the medium-rise in-city housing can be done. No? This is a six-story housing building, 5-story housing, medium-rise housing facility in St. Josephville in San Juan. No? Almost 400 units. Alam niyo ba ang ano rito? Ang amortization, yung ground level, because that's the prime, kasi hindi na kaya akyat, is only 1,000 pesos every month. Doon po sa second and third floors, it's about 800 pesos a month. At yung fourth and fifth floors ay 600 pesos a month. So it's very affordable. We just made, this is a joint effort of the local government of San Juan and the National Housing Authority and Pag-ibig. Pag nagtulong-tulong, pag nagsama ang national agency and the local government, you can really produce wonders Because the biggest component in the housing sector, in the housing industry, ang pinakamalaking component dyan, yung land, ang pinakamahal. But if the local government would be able to identify and provide the lands, it will be easy, the National Housing Agency and Pag-ibig and the other agencies to put up a medium-rise housing building like this in the local government units. No? So what I'm saying is, if Valenzuela, Quezon City, in a small city like San Juan, was able to do a medium-rise housing project, in-city medium-rise housing project, all the more that the bigger and the richer local government units will be able to do this. No? Yun lang po kailangan, determination, political will, and maximization of idle lands. Next, urban planning, and I guess this is where most of you would be more interested. Probably later on we can discuss this further. Senator Lina and I will be open for more questions in the forum. But to cut the long story short, one of my advocacies also, aside from the housing, is the railway system. No? I have been talking about the importance of having a modern, reliable railway system for about 5 years already. But when I was talking about this, I have already given no less than three privileged speeches in the Senate alone about the railway system. Kaya lang dati, walang pumapansin sa akin kasi hindi pa naman masyadong traffic. No? Pero ngayon, na malala na ang traffic, at least marami na rin naniwala na tama pala na kinakailangan natin ang railway system. Sad to say that a lot of our problems are self-inflicted. No? Tayo po ang isa sa pinakaunang nagkaroon ng railway system. After, I think, 1800s, no, na itatag Philippine National Railways, meron tayo from Manila to Sorsogon, Manila to La Union. Bakit po napabayaan? Sayang po. And for me, having a railway system, a modern and reliable railway system will be able to fix so many problems in our country. No? An efficient railway system. No? Unang-una, it will solve our traffic congestion. Diba? Nakakalungkot ngayon sa dahilang wala ho tayong alternatibo, everyone has been buying cars. Do you know that the car sales every month is 25,000 to 30,000 units? Car vehicle sales every month? Multiply that by 12. Ilan yon? Ilan po yun? Kaya ako nagpolitiko, hindi ako marunong sa computation. 25,000 times 12, that's about 300,000 vehicles every year. Times 3, in 3 years' time, that's 1 million new vehicles added to our roads every year. And these are the problems that we are looking at. And if we do not act now, if we do not move now to have those railways in place, things are not going to get better in the next 4 to 5 years. It will get worse, in fact. Kinakailangan tayong kumilos. That is why I have filed also the bill in the Senate, the granting of emergency powers, the President to address the transport crisis because it is very much needed right now. It is urgent. We are in a crisis. So kinakailangan po natin ang emergency crisis to solve the traffic congestion. Second, by having a railway system, it will spread out the development. Right now, if you can see, Metro Manila, Davao, Cebu, nandun ho lahat ng development. Yung mga ibang probinsya, naiwanan. But with a railway system, lahat po ng dadaanan ng railway system, all the provinces, all the different local government units will have the chance to be able to develop. Third is that the railway system will bring down the cost of living. Bakit to? Yung mga tao, yung mga empleyado, pwede silang tumira sa Laguna, pwede silang tumira sa Bulacan, sa Pampanga, and they can come to work in Metro Manila and go home via the railway system in the afternoon. Napakahal-mahal sa Metro Manila. Just an ordinary BPO agent might earn 30,000 a month. Tama? Mataas ang BPO agent salaries. But he will spend 15,000 for his condominium unit, for rental, and for food and other expenses. Wala rin hong natira. So it will bring down the cost of living. And last but not the least, it will bring down the cost of transport of goods. Ngayon po, yung ating agriculture products and other products are being, we are using trucks. But with a railway system, this will greatly bring down the cost of transport of goods, lalo yung ating agricultural products. Okay? So, with that, I would want to end my talk. Medyo napahaba, sorry na. No? But I think this is what we are facing right now. No? If you would look at the LED screens in board, ito po yung sinabi ni Mayor Peñalosa. No? A developed country is not a place where the poor have cars. It is where the rich ride the public transport. That is what we want to happen in the country. Okay? Yan ang ating pong pagtrabahuhan. Because I do believe that a modern railway system will become the backbone of our economy. Pinabayaan lang natin eh. It has become the economic backbone of the United States, of China, and Europe. Habang nandiyan pa ang mga railway tracks, ang mga right-of-way ng PNR, we have to act now. Dapat ayusin na natin railway system. And with that, we can integrate the different developments. No? Yung housing, yung mga other commercial development, pwede na natin integrate. While kung saan dadaan ang riles, dapat doon natin ilagay yung mga growth nodes. Okay? So with that, again, pleasant good morning everybody. Thank you very much for having me around.